So what really happened regarding the Guinean soldiers crossing from Guinea to Liberia and raising their flag on Liberian soil? First of all, I want to say kudos and bravo to each and every patriotic Liberians that stood their ground and raised our flag right in front of the Guinean soldiers on Liberian soil. That was very, very brave. And again, I'm not surprised. Liberians, we are brave people. We are peace-loving people, but we are also brave people. We are proud people. We will stand on business, especially if it means something that belongs to us 100%. According to report, a Liberian company was doing a a road construction project in the region, and they were getting the sands, from the Makona River to do that construction. So when the Guineans got aware that this Liberian company was taking sand from the Makona River, out of nowhere they came and put stop to the construction to the entire project. They even, according to reports, seized their equipments that they were using to carry out their work, and after seizing the people equipment and how they call it, stopping them from working. They didn't stop there. They crossed the river that's supposed to actually be the boundary, right? According to how they call it, history, the one that's supposed to be the boundary between Liberia and Guinea. They crossed that river and come to the side of Liberia and put their flag in the ground and raise it there. I mean, the audacity is unbelievable, right? So of course people got scared. A lot of villages, got very, very scared. People started, running, going to other bigger towns that were a little bit far away from the border, because again, those border dispute between Liberia and Guinea, it has been going on for decades, and literally it is not a good sight to see, because during our civil war, these are some of the borders that warring factions, rebels were using to cross between Liberia and Guinea. One of the background in this that people have to understand is that most of the people and the indigenous people that are living in those places rather, they are Kisi people, both Kisi in Liberia and Kisi in Guinea, right? So if you have already seen some of the video online, you will see that Kisi people saying that, yeah, these are Kisi people from Guinea, and they don't want, how they call it, actually intensifying the dispute, right? So these are things that have been going on for years, but the main problem started all the way in 1884. When the Europeans decided to share Africa into pieces, into countries. How can you share a land among people? You have never been there. People have been talking about these things in history classes for years, but now it's happening in real life. There are people all the way in the Western world share these lands, sharing family, sharing people, sharing culture. There are Kisi people in Liberia, Kisi people in Guinea. Those towns that people are fighting over, they are all Kisi people. But the fact that some white dudes all the way, almost 200 years ago, share their land, and up until now in 2026, we are still having the same problem. We're still fighting over those same borders. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Today, it's affecting people that are in that region of Lofa, Liberia. People can't go to their marketplaces. They can't go to their farm. There are people in Guinea, their farmlands are in Liberia. There are people in Liberia, their farmlands are in Guinea territory. These are the same people. They speak the same dialect. They have the same culture. They have the same customs, everything, right? But because of colonial, boundary, you have people disputing. These people across the water here, they are using a particular water to take the sand from there and go construct their road. Why you have other soldiers coming and say, no, you can't take the sand from any water, the water not for you. What the hell is that? We as Africans, in the year 2026, we still fighting each other over borderlands when we speak the same language. These are Kisi people in Liberia and Kisi people in Guinea disputing over land. Do you know how crazy they sound? The same people. I was proud when I saw the video of Liberian young men and women standing in front of soldiers with guns and raising our flag and singing the national anthem. The Liberians, bro, will stand in the face of fire and tell you the damn truth. It's still saddening me that 2026, we're still fighting over borders in Africa when we're supposed to be united. We just saw Guinea about a few weeks ago arresting 16 of the Sierra Leonean soldiers at their border. I think Kaleyere or something. That's the town name, according to the report. the Sierra Leonean soldiers were building a cross-border depot right at the border, according to them, when all of a sudden Guinean soldiers just came out of nowhere and accused them of crossing the border about 1.5 kilometers into Guinea. So because of that, they arrested them and took them into Guinea. There are reports out there saying that this is happening now, meaning now, the disputes are being intensified now because of the new president elected in Guinea, the military president. He is trying to assert power. Let everybody know that, the sheriff is in town. And again, bro, everybody want to show strength. If everybody decides to show strength, it will be, instead of us focusing to build our countries, to build our societies, we will start fighting each other. Nobody want to see Guinea and Liberia going to war. Nobody want to see Sierra Leone and Guinea going to war, or vice versa, however way you want to put it. The people who drew the borders, there are people who never even been into the place. They are sharing family, they are sharing towns, they are sharing villages, they are sharing farmlands. Say this belong to Guinea, this belong to Liberia. And the border, the demarcation for those borders, mostly they are rivers. And we all know over time, rivers, they change direction, they move. Rivers don't stay in one place forever. Some of those demarcations were just like, some type of concrete they put somewhere. Like that is the border between Guinea and Liberia. Are you serious? Some demarcation were just villages. To say that they village here, this is the demarcation, this is the border. All of a sudden now you see people going up and down, and the Guinean soldier, I don't know, for whatever reason, they have just turned very aggressive. Why do you think that you have the authority to arrest anybody, especially somebody that is not from your country? And they're saying that this part of the world is not your country. If this is something, if you want to claim, you can claim it. You go talk it out. But to be arresting people, you came and see people in the river, they digging sand. You chase them out of there. You even seize their properties, and then you cross the river. You come across the river and dig your flag and put it right in on the people's land. Why are you doing that? Of course, it was taken down. Like they are asserting dominance. They are trying to show some type of strength. And I think this is a stupid way of showing strength. You have Kisi people in Liberia, you have Kisi in Guinea, you have Kisi in Sierra Leone. The borders between those countries, mostly that Kisi people are those borders. And they've been living in those places. They've been living there for hundreds of years before even the European came and draw their border lines. Those are Kisi people land. All those forest areas, they have been living there for hundreds of years before the European drew those border lines. And when the Europeans were drawing the border line, they didn't ask for anybody permission. They didn't ask for anybody consent. They didn't even know who were living in those places. So they were literally sharing family. They were dividing culture. And then all of a sudden today, you have a brother fighting a brother trying to take his head off, even though they speak the same language. I'm a Liberian, 100%. I'm going to support Liberia. But if you are looking at it from a broader point of view, the fact that we as Africans, we are fighting over borders today in 2026, it's very, very disgraceful. We are supposed to be uniting the entire Africa as one nation, not to even re-emphasize those borders that were drawn by Europeans, almost 200 years ago in Berlin, right? This is crazy. This is very crazy. And listen, man, the Guinean president, he has to change his tactics. I'm even hearing information that there is also another border dispute going on between Guinea and Ivory Coast. But it has not been as serious as the one that have been happening in Foya. If this become a pattern, it's not good. It's not going to be good for him. It's not good for any president to be always in border dispute with, your neighbors. It's called expansionism, right? Always trying to claim land. What happened? You want to be the new Israel in the region? Every land is for you. You are claiming land from Sierra Leone. You're claiming land from Liberia. You're claiming land from Ivory Coast. You think Guinea is the only country that get army? Every country has army. And every army, one of the oaths they take before becoming a soldier is that they take an oath to be willing to die for their country. So this is not a one-way street. It's a two-way street.